Your images are gone. Your camera card is empty. I'm sorry, there's nothing left on it. You cannot recover anything from this camera card. Hey everybody, welcome back to my office and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I get contacted almost on a daily basis. People with the same problems. I've lost images on my camera card. My camera card's not reading. I can't find images on my camera card. And I wish I could help everybody. I really do, especially since I charge for the service. If I can recover your images, I charge you. But in many cases, I can't help. And in many cases, even the manufacturer can't help you get your images back. So in today's video, I want to talk about ways that you can prevent losing images and the ways that you can keep your camera card in the best shape. So who am I? Why do I do this? Well, my name is Mike Patterson. I've been a professional photographer located here in Southern Alberta, Canada for over 38 years. I have run a full-service photo studio. I've narrowed it down since I've been sick. I run a full-service photo lab. I do restorations. I do printing. I do mentoring. I do coaching. I've done everything, or I do it. And I like to do these videos to help you get the best out of photography and have the least amount of problems while you're taking pictures. So, camera cards. What can you do to prevent issues with your camera cards? Well, this applies to no matter what the type is, no matter what the manufacturer is. This applies to everything. Here we go. Let's just get right into it. Number one, and okay, it doesn't apply to all manufacturers, but this one applies when you're buying your card. Stay with brand name manufacturers. Please don't go with the garbage manufacturers. Don't go with the discount manufacturers online. Don't go with no-name manufacturers. If you buy a quality product, you'll generally have a lot less problems with that card than you will buying a cheap knockoff card, even from a local retailer. Perfect example. A number of years ago, I got phone call after phone call after phone call, dozens of phone calls from the same manufacturer's card. And what was it? It was a knockoff card sold at a local electronics store. And people had nothing but problems. And the store couldn't help them or wouldn't help them. Now, am I saying if you buy a quality brand like SanDisk or Lexar or Kingston or Sony or whatever, you're going to have no problems? No. What I'm saying is that you'll generally have less problems. And most manufacturers, quality manufacturers, reputable manufacturers, will stand behind their cards. So if I can't get your images off, you can still send your card to the manufacturer, and they will do that. With these knockoff brands, with these online specials where you get these massive cards for $5, including shipping, there's no customer service. You'll be fortunate if they'll send you a replacement card when yours packs it in and loses all your vacation pictures or all the wedding pictures or whatever. So stick with a brand name card for your camera. All right, so when you get your card, what should you do? Very first thing I tell people all the time, when you get your card, put it in your camera and format the card. Why? Because then it's formatted for your device. It gets rid of everything else that's on it, and it's formatted for just your camera. And I recommend you format your card on a regular basis. So if you shoot pictures this weekend, take the pictures, download them off your card, make sure they're backed up to a computer, to an external hard drive, to the cloud, whatever you want to do, and then format your card. Don't keep billions of pictures on your card, because things will happen. And believe me, it happens regularly. So get the new card, format it in your camera, and then away from there. I guess we're at number 3, is don't take your card out when the camera is still running, when the camera is still accessing the card. Shut your camera off, wait till all the lights, wait till the screens have all shut off, and then take your card out. I'm bad for this one. I'll be in a rush. I'll be walking from the studio into this office. I'll go to pop the card out and I'll go, oh, shoot. Now, generally, it doesn't fry the entire card. It can, and I've seen it happen a number of times. But what can happen is you can lose the pictures that it is writing. And I've seen people do this out in the field where they're sitting there photographing a baseball game and going, and all of a sudden the card says full, and they pop the card out without even thinking it was still writing. And pop in a new card, and they just lost 50, 60 pictures because it was still trying to write them to the card. So make sure your camera is shut off when you take the card out and when you put the card in. Next, on your computer, if you have a way of ejecting a device, so you go in and right click and say eject this hard drive or eject this card. Go in and eject the card before taking it out of your computer. Why? Because again, it can still be accessing it. It can still be writing to it. It can still be reading from it. And you can, and I've seen it happen, fry them by doing that. Locally, we have, I think this happens in a lot of places. We have a photo lab that you can take your card in, you insert it into the machine, and then you do whatever you want to do, and then you pull your card out and you leave. Well, I've had so many people come in that have fried their cards by doing this. They go to the photo counter and they say, not our machine. Yes, it is your machine. It's not finishing. Something's not happening. They should almost have a door that comes down and closes so you can't get your card out until it's done. But people have fried their cards and they've lost images, many images, by doing that. So again, shut it off, make sure, so on and so forth, so that it's not being accessed or taken out or whatever when the card is being accessed or written to or read from. All right, the next thing, and this is one of my pet peeves. Use the camera card in your camera, in your computer if you want, but don't take it to every friend's place. Don't take it to every store. Don't take it to the library. Don't use it as a transport device. Use it to save your pictures on. Put your pictures on your computer. And then if you want to take your pictures to somebody else's house, get yourself a cheap USB stick and just take the pictures that you want to their house, to the library. If you're reading information from the library and putting on a stick, put it on that. And use the USB stick. Don't use your camera card because, again, it gets fried. Things happen. Perfect example, about, 6 months ago now, I started getting these spam emails from a local company. After 2 days and several hundred emails, I phoned the company. Before I even said anything, the owner had answered the phone. And before I even said anything, he says, "I'm really sorry if you're calling about junk emails." I says, "Yeah, I'm getting a lot of spam." He says, "My apologies. One of our girls had a customer come in, hand us a camera card. We put it into our computer and we got a virus." I hear this a lot. Don't transport your camera card to everywhere and use it as a reading, transporting, everything else device. If you do take it someplace else, bring it back home and do a virus scan on it before you put it in your camera, before you start using it. Make sure that it is safe, but I recommend do not use it to transport. All right, the next one, and this is a big pet peeve of mine, and a lot of people fight and argue with me about it, but take your images off your card on a regular basis. I suggest after every photo shoot. So if you're taking pictures at Christmas time, after Christmas, after the New Year's, put your card in the computer, take all the images off, back them up to a hard drive, back them up to the cloud, whatever you do to back it up, whatever you feel safe at, back them up, and then format your card once you know that they're off so that the card is empty. Again, perfect example. This happened a few months back. Had a phone call from somebody. We lost a whole pile of pictures on our camera card. I said, okay, give me some information. So I finally narrowed it down that months before, they must have formatted their card or deleted the images or done something, and they had thousands of images on their camera card. Since then, they have shot thousands and thousands and thousands more. Well, they finally went back to look at the images from years ago, and they were gone. I said, well, didn't you back them up anywhere? No, they were only on my camera card. Can't you find them? They brought it in, ran it for hours, and I only found the new images, none of the old ones. So take your images off as soon as you can. Format the card so that it's clean. Don't use it as a storage medium. I really don't recommend it. And plus, how embarrassing when you go in to get pictures printed that you have 48 million, and I'm exaggerating here, but you get the idea, billion, trillion images on your card, and you're scrolling through them for hours trying to find the one image you want one 4x6 from. So keep it clean. Clean it off. Don't Don't do a bunch of stuff with it. Use it as a camera card. Use a USB stick to transport. Format the card. Keep it clean. Next thing, keep the camera card in your camera or in a carrying case when you're not using it. You would not believe how many times people have come in with camera cards in 2 pieces. My dog got to it and chewed on it. My kid broke it. I stepped on it. I've had people come in and say, I dropped it in a puddle. One person, I dropped it in my coffee cup. And I looked at him and was like, how would you drop it in your coffee cup? But didn't want to really know. Keep it in your device. Keep it in a case so that it doesn't get damaged. It's just so much better that way. Now, finally, and this is... I'm bad for this one, so I really bite my tongue when I say it. But if you have a camera card that's starting to give you issues of any type, and you formatted it, and you think, oh yeah, the issue's gone, all the images are fine, and if you're having any trouble whatsoever, spend the money and buy a new camera card. Yes, I'm bad for it. I was just going through my drawer the other day, and there's a whole bunch of camera cards in this drawer, and I'm like, why are they in there? And I finally saw a little marker on one of the camera cards saying died. Now, I may have kept it for training. I may have done something like this, but I kept it in here. If it's giving you trouble, get all your images off of it while you can, destroy it, and buy a new camera card. Don't keep trying to use it, because sooner or later, it's going to come and just not work anymore. It's going to bite you. So if you have trouble, what should you do? Okay, if you have trouble, first of all, don't take any more pictures. Don't put it in your camera for 500 times. Don't put it in your computer stuff. If you tried it and you can't find your images, stop. Then find somebody locally that does image recovery. Somebody like me, a camera store, a computer store that does image recovery from a camera card. Take it into them and see if they can recover it. If they can't, you may have to send it back to the manufacturer. They have devices that they can recover cards that the local places don't have or just can't afford. And they can recover your images in some situations. Now, I can recover probably 95% of the cards that are brought into me. If you're missing an image, you're missing a pile of images, you're missing tons of images, and you've just lost them. And generally, if I can read the card, I can recover them. But if I can't read the card, I'm sorry, I can't recover it. It just can't be done. So you may have to send it to the store. I had somebody just a little while ago bring me in a camera card. I tried it on a bunch of different computers, couldn't access it. They got upset with me, thought I was trying to pull something over them. I don't even sell camera cards, so how am I pulling something over you? I'm not charging you if I can't get your images off. They went to all the local camera shops, and they all told them to come to me. They went to the different computer shops. They all told them to come to me. They finally found somebody online that said they could recover it, give them $100, and they couldn't recover it. So they finally sent it away to the manufacturer, and the manufacturer couldn't recover it. So sometimes you'll luck out. Sometimes you can come into somebody like me, and we can recover it. Sometimes it has to be escalated, and sometimes they are gone. If your card's in multiple pieces, chances are it's gone. If your card's been sitting in a bucket of water for a month or 6 months, chances are it's gone. If it's you just dropped it and all of a sudden it seems a little fishy, maybe I can pull the images off. Maybe somebody else can. But if you're starting to have trouble, get the images off as soon as you can and go from there. So I hope that helps you a little bit. I hope you get out there and take some amazing pictures and that you don't lose any of them on your camera card and that you keep your camera card in perfect shape. And we'll talk to you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.